Can the prediction markets continue to take market share from traditional sports books, or was this simply a World Cup bounce? With us now is Ian Moore, U.S. entertainment research analyst at Bernstein. Good to see you, Ian.
Good to see you guys.
So this was an account opening bonanza, as we've established. What comes next here in terms of, the rest of the summer? Is it going to be a slowdown? And for the competitive back and forth between the sports books and prediction markets?
Yeah, absolutely. August, always a pretty light month for the sports books and the traditional ones, and now the prediction markets as well. Not a lot of new sports going on, right? You kind of have to wait until NFL season kicks off in September to get that bounce in handle and now volume. Week one of NFL season looks like it's tailor-made for prediction markets, actually. You have a head-to-head between the two biggest teams in California to start the week, and then you get into Sunday, and it's Texas or it's Dallas versus New York, age-old rivalry. Obviously, Dallas a massive prediction market opportunity.
Sure.
If Kalshi were a publicly traded company right now, how do you think Robinhood would fare? And I guess this gets at the question of, this sort of frenemy relationship where Robinhood is a partnership with Kalshi, but really predictions markets is the fastest growing component of the business at this point. And so if Kalshi were out there, how would it fare in public view, do you think?
I don't cover Robinhood,
right.
But I've seen, my colleagues publish the data. Robinhood's been ramping down their, percentage of their volume that flows through Kalshi pretty rapidly. It used to be about 50% of Kalshi's volumes came through Robinhood. Now we're down in like the 17-ish% range, high teens. So, Robinhood's, doing something very similar to DraftKings, which is a company that I do cover. Building, it's a separate exchange ecosystem, full stack from, front end to exchange to market making, separate from Kalshi. And that's kind of part and parcel for what my view on this entire industry is, which is that there is such a large opportunity out there. My colleagues and I agree, north of $1 trillion of TAM in terms of volume by 2030, that, there's really enough space for kind of multiple smaller players in this ecosystem, obviously, which Kalshi is dominating today.
When you say, we're talking about the NFL because it was California and Texas, the prediction markets opportunity there is that they are not legal sports betting states, right? So that's been the whole story with DraftKings. Hey, this new thing called national regulation of prediction markets means we are de facto able to take sports bets in states that didn't approve it. Is there any risk that that's going to go away in a future administration, do you think?
I mean, it's possible. I've done, a series of calls with Dan Wallach, who's he's very vocal on these issues. He's of the view that it's more likely than not. I've seen, very, learned lawyers who have the opposite view. So it's really, again, probably another coin toss like the game yesterday.
Is there evidence at this point that a person who places a predictions markets bet on whatever platform you choose is likely to also place just a straight up sports bet on the same platform? I mean, is there crossover? I mean, how should we think about that consumer that may have been acquired during this time and whether or not they will then transfer their betting to another sport?
It's certainly, a possibility that I think the sports books that I cover would benefit from if over time, these users that were acquired in other states that don't offer regulated sports betting at the time, maybe down the line end up regulating, and these books are able to offer their original service to those users in those states. Obviously, that's an outcome that would benefit, the sports books, but the Apptopia data that I've seen in the interim kind of says that there was a lot of crossover at the start, and it's started to sort of slow down over time, but still, a ton of crossover as well. The type of user, right, that would use a sports book versus use a prediction market seems quite different. Prediction markets tend to be, they skew younger, they skew a bit more female. It's just, versus sports books, which are predominantly young men over the age of 21. So, there is a bit.
You could do more sophisticated or complicated trades, right?
Exactly. There's also, tech savvy, more financially oriented users on prediction markets as well in aggregate.
Interesting. Okay, Ian, thanks.
Thank
Ian
you.
Moore.